gorgeous souls. I'm Leonie Dawson, a heart-centered business mentor to thousands of women around the world creating incredible lives and incredible businesses. I'm here with one of my private coaching clients, Denise Duffield-Thomas, who is a mindset and money-making expert, and she's also an author of an Amazon best-selling book called Lucky Bitch.
Yes.
She's a full-time lucky bitch.
Yes.
She's also an all-round awesome chick with a fabulous personality and a fabulous life.
Yes.
High five.
Thank you.
Living the dream, man.
Yes. And you can be a lucky bitch too.
Yeah, that's the spirit. So you've just finished 3 days of having a coaching retreat here. How has it been for you?
It's been really beautiful. Like, I've been a personal development junkie my whole life. So I travel overseas to conferences probably about 4 or 5 times a year. Usually only really, really big conferences. And so I've never invested in myself in this way, in a really small private way. And so it was really beautiful because it felt like it was really for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And where were you at in your business before you came here, and what's the reason, aside from the smallness, what is it that you wanted out of this retreat moving forward?
Yeah, so my business has been really successful. I've built it really quickly, already to 6 figures. So, but I knew it wasn't sustainable, and I was thinking, I didn't feel like I had a plan to take it bigger without working harder, working more, stressing myself out, and I just couldn't get how I could scale it without making some really serious changes. So, I always have an intention to learn from people who are moving in the direction that I want to be in, but also are doing it, and also doing it now, not did it 10 years ago or 20 years ago. And so I wanted to learn from you.
Bless. And now that you've emerged out the other side, have you gotten what you needed out of this?
Yes. Yes. So it was really interesting. I felt resistance on the first day because I was thinking, okay, I'll do everything Leonie says. And then you said a few things and I was like, except for that. But not that. And then, over the 3 days, I really went through a change in myself and realised that, I can do that. And I can see it so clearly now. I see it so easily that actually I can double my income and work not even half the time, but probably even less than half the time.
Yeah.
And so I've started putting some things into place already that are, that 3 days ago I thought, well, I'll do everything except for that little bit, and now I've already kind of put them into place and it feels like it's just done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that something that you've shared so beautifully is that kind of resistance to doing things that would make you feel like you're not a nice person anymore, as in you're not like saying yes to every single person, you're not responding to every single person, you're not personally looking after your own inbox and all that sort of stuff, which you feel is the only way to be nice and take care of people.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the ironic thing about calling my book Lucky Bitch is that my biggest fear is if I put some things like that into place that people would think I was a really horrible bitch. And now I really see the beauty of boundaries, and I can see that having those beautiful boundaries will let me have, a double, triple business really easily and serve way, way more people, and, put my gifts out there in the world rather than just worrying about what someone's, going to think about.
Why doesn't she respond to my Facebook? Why doesn't she,
Yeah, I really didn't get, and I just loved being here and hearing how you really do run your business and the things that you have to put in place to be able to do that. And, I didn't think that I would personally be able to do it. I thought that would be the bit that I opted out of, and I realised that is my biggest lesson, is the real boundaries part. And I feel so good about it now.
Yeah.
So freaking good about it.
Really, and I know that so many of us have resistance to having boundaries because we think it's not about that we won't be able to help people. And yet when we have really clear boundaries in our life and in our business, it serves our clients so much more. It gives them such a clear boundary and such a clear energy in order for them to engage with that deep transformative work that every single person, can teach. But it's done so clearly with so much clarity, and it means that you get to keep enough energy so that your business is actually sustainable.
Oh, absolutely. And something that's really important to me and why I chose you to come on this is that I want to have kids in a couple of years, and I really couldn't see it. I was thinking I have to have my business or I have to have kids, and I'm going to have to choose. And so everything in me was just like, well, my business. If I'm going to have to choose one right now, I'll choose my business. And I can see now that I can have both and not just like in a crazy, you know, have it all way that a lot of women are doing now, which just means scheduling every single part of your life and hating everything. Yeah. I can see how it can be really done with real joy and you know, that's a real gift. So you might get me pregnant quicker than I expected. No, I'm joking. You have not heard it here first.
We have a world revelation.
No. But you know what I mean? Like, I really didn't think it would be possible.
Yeah.
And now I've seen it. You know, I think it's really important to see it with your own eyes as well. And, you know, look you in the eye face to face and hear how you run your life and your family and your business and how you've just, you know, your income has gone like this. And I thought it would go like this, but I thought my stress level would go like that, you know. Yeah, and my sacrifice.
Really.
Yeah.
That's a big one, isn't it? That we don't have to sacrifice. We can thrive, and so can your families, and it can be like this really beautiful, seamless flow of abundance and ease and joy.
Yeah.
And like, you're not going to sacrifice income. Like, I know so many people are afraid that if they have joy and ease and like they work less in their business, like that they are not going to reach like the levels that they could in their business. It's 100% not true at all. Like, my business still doubles and triples in size each year without me having to work like a dog. And that's what I do with all my clients. They're all doing the same thing.
Yeah, but what I really got from that though is that doesn't just happen by magic.
No.
You know, it doesn't just by happen. You know, when you hear things and go, I'll just go lie on the beach and, you know, really be in abundance mindset and my business will just kind of happen for me. And I thought there might have been something like that.
Okay.
It's all right.
It's meant to have gone down. Okay.
I thought there would be some like law of attraction secret that I didn't know that you were going to teach, and I was thinking, oh, maybe there's another thing. But and I knew you were good at business, but I didn't really get like all the subtleties and, you know, all that kind of stuff that we learnt, and which I loved because it's so practical.
The strategy, the systems, the checklists, how it all works together in a seamless system, so you don't have to work like a dog. Yeah,
practical, but also like really freaking clever. You know what I mean? Like really freaking smart and cutting edge, and it just works. Just works. I loved it.
Awesome. And what would you say your return on investment is coming into this? Because I think, you know, it's so important and imperative that like every person who puts it in, like invests in themselves should get like a massive return. So what would you say your return on this is?
No, I totally agree with you, and I don't invest in anything anymore unless I can see within, you know, a month or two that it will pay off. And I mean, days probably. I'll, you know, just even things I put into practice, you know, just straight after the last day. Just then.
Well, you've already done.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I would never recommend doing any course unless you can see it's directly going to increase your income.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can see mine already. I'm like, God, I think doubling my income over the next year is too small a goal.
Yeah, really.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I knew I was on the cusp of, you know, really exploding my income anyway, but I didn't know how, and now I know how. So it's like a freaking no-brainer.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, like when people come out of these sessions, they're like, yeah, doubling or tripling, it's a done deal, certain, no-brainer. Like, it's in the back pocket. We got the plan. We've got all of the instructions about how to do that.
Yes, absolutely. And I kind of knew even coming into it, I was thinking, you know, I'm probably doing about 10% of my potential in my business, even if that's the next vision I could see. But I really didn't quite know how I was going to do it, really. And, you know, I just know now it's just going to happen so quickly. Yeah, it's going to happen really quickly.
Yeah,
which is
really.
Cool.
Word. That's awesome. What would be your biggest piece of advice for somebody who's kind of sitting on the other side of this, not knowing if I'm going to be kind of a strategic enough coach for them, or if they don't know how to get like like that like gift of theirs out into the world, what would your suggestion to them?
Okay, the reason I'm laughing is because the whole strategic thing, because, I've been following you for a while, but I didn't, it's probably only in the last couple of months that I went, oh, she's like a proper business brain. Because before then I was like, wow, she's a real kind of hippie chick.
Yeah.
And I remember when you shared like one of your incomes, that, the first time you'd made 50 grand a month. And I like got my husband to come over and I was like, look at this chick, look how hippie she is. And she's made $50,000 this month. And, I really, and then he heard so much about you for the next couple of months because I'd be like, that Leonie chick? And I'd be like updating you, she's done this and she's done this. And so that's when I was starting to think, well, it couldn't be a fluke. It's like, it couldn't be a fluke. She must have like really kind of know what she's talking about. And then I was, I really, really followed you, really, really studied you because, I was like, wow, she's just a little bit ahead of me and I can see I can get there. And so that was the first thing. I was like, yeah, she's obviously got it going on, especially since it wasn't a fluke and it just, you were very consistent in that, which was kind of cool. I forgot the second question. I don't know.
What would you say, like, for people who don't think I'm strategic enough?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You totally are. Just believe it. I mean, you don't grow a $500,000 business by accident.
Yeah. On 2 hours a day.
No, and I didn't believe her either. I thought she was totally lying about the 2 hours a day, but she's not. She's really not. So, yeah.
I've got to say, like, working, like, doing our intensive sessions over the last few days, like, I lay down to Chris at night and I'm going, man, this is what it's like to work hard again. Like,
yeah,
this is not going to be like, I do these retreats for a very short period of time, and they're a massive expanse of energy for me, and it's energy I normally don't have to expend. But it's definitely doable, and if I take 3 hours a day in my business, that's because I'm spending 1 hour a day doodling in my special art book and having special mummy time in the studio.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing I got from you is the importance of having a real life, not just a business life. And I could see I was getting so caught up in my business life because it is, I love it, and but I was getting to a point where it was just my identity, it was my friends, it was how I spent my whole life. And I can see now that you do have to have the rest of it to be successful in your business, and also otherwise why are you doing it for? So I really got that here as well as the real strategic stuff, but it's all underpinned with a bigger purpose, which I think for women we really do need. We need that bigger purpose, and a lot of the male mentors, they don't really have that. They kind of just say work and make your money and it's enough.
Go crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and feel frantic as you do it. And you really don't have to feel frantic. You can feel just really aligned with your soul's purpose every single step of the way. Bless. Well, awesome-o. What really else? I don't know. Do you have messages that you want to tell people?
Oh, yeah, no, actually, something you were saying before. I truly believe, I've grown quickly because I invest in myself. And I invest in mentors, and I invest in conferences and all that kind of stuff. And, the message I think for everyone is you can't get there by yourself. And especially if you want others to invest in you, if you're a coach or a mentor yourself, and you've never invested in a coach, or you've spent $10 on a coach. Like, you can't expect people to invest in you if you haven't experienced investing in yourself. It's incredibly important, and it always comes back to you if, here's the thing, here's the big but, if you choose the right mentors.
Yes.
And you are strategic about what you need, and you're really careful about who you take advice from, then it comes back to you.
And you implement.
Oh, yeah, totally. That was your mantra for the whole time. Implement, for sure. But, you do need to know the right things to implement for your business. And the thing I really loved, too, about being here is that it was 4 of us with, very different businesses, some of us at different levels of business. And, you know, none of us felt like we were in the wrong room, which was really cool. So it was like, okay, well, this strategy, here's how you do it, here's how you do it, here's how you do it. Implement. And, you know, that was really good because I'm always a bit wary of that sometimes being in groups because I think, well, you know, I don't want it to be too slow for me. I want, you know, someone to push me and I want to feel like I'm, you know, really achieving. And we, you know, we really did that in a room of, you know, 4 very different business people. One
person who hasn't even started up to, you know, women who've already got multiple 6-figure businesses who are really rocking it. And there's so many things that each one of you can go home and do and it will just massive impact on your life and business and it's thrilling. And, you know, I really wanted to honour you for coming here, for doing this work. Like, Denise is a beautiful story of, you know, from going from lost and confused to making all of her dreams come true. And I really honour so many earth angels that are stepping up and saying, yes, I'm ready to share my light and I'm ready to share it in a big, big way. So to actually go out and help millions of people. And not only that, but they're going to do it in a way that nourishes them so they don't lose any part of themselves. In fact, they teach from their wholeness, from their joy of spirit, and it's all possible and it's all doable.
Totally.
Totes. Totes. So you're going to go home and you're going to double your business, triple your business.
Oh, yeah.
The next 12 months, work less, have more fun, enjoy yourself more.
Maybe have some babies.
Yeah! Wow! Mark, watch out, she's coming home!
Maybe stoked.
Because you get how doable that is.
Yeah, I see how doable it is, for sure.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah, it's good. All right. This has been fun. We're off to go eat some chocolates. Yay. Chocolates on our last night here.